It is time, guys, for our first keynote of the day. Get excited. Get ready to be inspired by Dr. Marien J. Zanyk, CEO and founder of ZANEEZ Health and Fitness. Today, she'll take us on a journey emphasizing the innovation isn't just about groundbreaking ideas, it's about having the guts to unleash them upon the world. Touche. I'm super excited for this one. I told you that we were going to see you soon, darling. It was just a matter of time. With her expertise in health and fitness equipment, Dr. Zanyk will share stories of boldness and determination, urging us to tap into our own courage to drive change and make a lasting impact. The stage is yours. Round of applause for Dr. Zanyk. Please come on up.
I think this one is working. Is it good to go? Do you hear me? Thank you. Hey, hello, everybody. I have a burning question to ask you. Have you ever been in a healthcare situation that really perhaps was not going well? You stood back, looked at it, and thought, oh, I could do so much better with this. You could improve the output, probably change people's lives. Yeah, I sure have too. Working alongside orthopedic surgeons, therapists, and their patients in the recovery of immobilized joints of traumatically injured patients and surgeries. And I've experienced their frustrations firsthand. It was the worst situation to try to get the joints to move. We were certainly looking for a fulcrum around which the movement could occur, and it was lacking. Didn't matter who we were dealing with, whether it was the injured trauma patient who had the locked knees, the rock hard joints in the ankles, frozen shoulders and backs begging for mercy, or the athletes who inevitably suffer injury just by going to work, and the individuals who are tired and worn out, regular people. Everybody is looking for rejuvenation. Oops, back one. Frustrations mounted. Primitive at best, the solutions were inferior makeshift remedies. For the feet, it's a tennis ball, a water bottle, perhaps a slant board or the wall. For the whole body, it was stretch cages, metal cages, and a whole lot of wishful thinking. Consider for an instant one patient, Joseph, 42-year-old lawyer who suffered a very severe motorcycle accident. His body was left in dire shape. Orthopedic surgeons basically scraped him off the pavement and put him back together again with rivets and plates and screws. The challenge, get him moving again. Oh, and with no pain. It was referred to him for his rock hard ankles, the stairs, and for his locked knees to hang it over the couch arm, maybe put a bag of rice on it to help. For his shoulder, he was prescribed a stretch cage at $600 a month. And some of those things work a little bit. The night splints that he was referred to almost resulted in divorce with his spouse. It became a real problem. And with a 600% increase by the year 2030 in total knee replacements and shoulder surgeries, we know that contracted musculoskeletal tissue is a serious problem. 1.7 billion people around the world in 160 countries suffer musculoskeletal issues and yet do not have proper, easy tools to restore. Then there's our athletes. Got to consider how they suffer, always being sidelined by injury. You have to marvel at the explosive foot power of our athletes, the jump shot, near ankle breaking prowess of the NBA, the fast pivots of the MMA, of baseball pitchers, tennis players, hockey, cricket. It's all fun and games until you realize that 1.6 billion is lost each year in injuries of our athletes, mostly happening to their feet. They are suffering ankle sprain and turf toe and Achilles tendinopathies and plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis, nearly 80% of us will suffer a discomfort of plantar fasciitis at some point that will interfere with our daily living, sports performance, overall well-being. And as mentioned, the general people who suffer from an auspicious disease of plantar fasciitis, 8 out of 10 of us, it really becomes a problem to the everyday people who are just looking for some relief, some sort of technique to restore the tissues back to their full range of motion, pain-free. Everybody's looking for pain-free, a way to stretch, and a way to stay mobilized for life. So, armed with degrees in clinical pathology and experience as an orthopedic specialist and training with clinicians, patients, I took it upon myself to figure out this problem. And a twist of fate, I had to recover my own knee from injury from skiing too hard down the mogul run in Vermont. And it's a fine line. It's an amazing thing to be on one side of good health and suddenly cross that line. That's a motivator. So to heal my injury, I turned to what I know best, a very private running trail that holds all of the body conditioning elements that one might need deep in the Connecticut forest, in the depths of 10,000 acres of forest in my own backyard. That's where I live, and that's where I am most days. I'm a warrior in this forest. I use the fallen tree branches for weight, for ballast. I run and I climb up the cliffs. I use the rocks, the trees, and I restore myself hanging from extreme positions to get that full range of motion at the site of attachment to the bone where I need it the most, not in middle range. And I've used this technique for years. So that's where I turned when I had to heal my own knee. Do you know, I went from crutches to full recovery within 3 short weeks using my new technique of therapy. I didn't use a therapist, and what I used was a new form of incremental physical therapy using what nature gave me. I discovered the mountain laurel trees deep in the forest, which is the Connecticut state tree. It's an unusual, beautiful, bush-like tree that embraces the forest, and it has a certain pliable pushback to it. It's got just the right amount. As I push into it, it pushes back. And I was able to restore my knee by placing it using the handles of the tree as they were incrementally leveling up and using this technique. After all, the plasticity of soft tissues is what makes this so successful. And so I took it upon myself to design the first product, WillowWorks, a standing upright device that basically can replace an entire room full of heavy metal equipment. There's no need for heavy, bulky grips and massive. It's a new way of thinking. I had to duplicate the mountain laurel tree material properties, biomimicry. That's what this is all about. Using what nature gave us and turning it into the best engineering solutions for us to use. Of course, the mountain laurel trees have a certain pliable pushback. So I sought out the Connecticut boat builders. Bentwood lamination. This has 7 layers of wood, and it gives that exact pliable pushback that I was looking for. Fantastic. I was able to then go to the boat builders in Vermont and build a bigger structure, and then headed to Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. My daughter and I took the ferry from the East Coast to Nova Scotia to the world's best boat builders, and they truly are because they are the guys who built the Blue Nose, the schooner that's on the Canadian dime. These guys built me what I wanted, and it had the characters that I needed. And then I took that after finding the market for it. I found some SCORE executives who supported me, and we headed off to Beijing. We had this device made now, not bentwood lamination, but FRP, fiber reinforced plastics. So having made those, we had them shipped in, and I distributed them. Made some sales, about $13,000 worth of sales, enough to go beyond proof of concept to recognize that, oh, this can be done. And so on that note, I expanded more to develop the other products for a total of 4 orthopedic devices that truly can revolutionize the way that we approach orthopedic health. Starting with the first device, simple, ankle stone for feet and ankles. Oh, the foot and ankle industry is so underserved. This is a lightweight, easy to use tool for Achilles tendon stretch, plantar fasciitis, toe extension, right foot to left foot, cradle the foot for recovery for eversion, inversion, post ankle sprain, plantar stretches, advanced stretches, and deep tissue massage. And we were able to place this with the NBA in Florida and UConn basketball and US soccer. Got a bunch of people waiting for this now, some Olympic and major league athletes. Been saying to us, hey, where have you been all my career? So we've got something good here. Take this and amplify it to the second device, Bedrock. That one developed for the whole body. It's got a design that is contoured with ramps, therapeutic grooves, round handholds, grips, all kinds of movement around this very lightweight bedrock. It's in that next room over there. I invite all of you to come and test out the equipment. And bedrock is exceptional because, like a rock climber, just need flexor digitorum, then just the fingertips to grip something, stabilize the joint, and then it's amazing what you can do. So here we've got these nice, lean, easy to use tools that truly can drive the mission to revolutionize the way we approach orthopedic health. The third product, Base Rock. As an amplified mat, it's got foot straps and handholds and contoured support. Kind of mimics the moss that I used on the rocks when I did my push-ups, as it protected my wrists. So how do we get here? How did we get here? How do we go forward? To be here at Health 2.0 in Las Vegas, gathered together some of the best leaders in innovation and health leadership working together. You get here with an incredible, unwavering belief in yourself and your vision. It's a combination of strategies, strengths, courage that we all must hold on to. If you want to go from prototype to product, idea to reality, innovation to impact, you have got to be brave every step of the way, and I'm encouraging all of us to be so. It's interesting, I'm thrilled to announce that I've got a book coming out in the summer. Same title, Innovation is Nothing Without the Courage to Unleash It. And I talk about entrepreneurial empowerment, secret strategies for success, and I reflect on the amplification of the belief in yourself. When I was 3.5 years old, visiting Niagara Falls with my family, my mom, my dad, and my 3 older sisters, I decided I wanted another view. Well, I knew my capacity. I was strong, I could climb for cookies before my mom knew I was in the kitchen. I could climb apple trees in the orchard. I knew my competence. So I climbed over that railing. When discovered, rescued, and questioned, why would you ever do such a thing? I would later on in life answer, why wouldn't you? To me, my capacity to hold on was the same on either side of the risk. So as we feel risk, it's tumultuous and we have our push and challenge, but we've got to really believe in our capacity to hold on. Hold on to humor, perseverance. You know, innovation is nothing but a combination of challenges and comedy. After all, it's not reality that shapes us, but the lens through which we view the world that shapes our reality. So laugh at it as well and stay strong so that we, all of us, can improve the healthcare situation as we are not just healing bodies, we can restore lives. Thank you. Yeah, any questions I'd love to answer. It was my first, well, my clinical background. We were speaking of this morning, how all of us make our choices, and then it culminates in a magical combination of talents. And mine with the scientific background and innate drive to know, curiosity, and working for 7.5 years with orthopedic surgeons, neurosurgeons, and their patients, and discovering this void that existed that was so frustrating. That's one of my driving issues. And then the knowledge that I could do it. An engineering background growing up, ability to solve, an ability to think ahead and have a vision, some money. You have to have the money. Made some smart investments, and I love to invest in myself. I strongly believe in investing in myself. Um, and a perseverance that just won't. Yes, yes. Yeah. No, because that would not work. You have to make the translation be a commercial product. You can't do that. That's the idea, that's the inspiration. And then all of the translations have to go in from an engineering point of view. Yeah, you know why we don't have to graduate it? Lovely, because it's contoured. So you simply slide your hand. It's narrower here. You want to change the resistance? Simply slide your hand. And it's also got a little bit of a buoy here, a little bit of, so it's like a bow and arrow or Bowflex, and that contributes. So yes, we did. I got it UL tested. I sent them a device, told them to break it, and the fracture rate was rated at 890 pounds before this thing would break. And we know that you really only need about 16 pounds to 25, 30 pounds that a person will apply. And it is then kicking back to force me to contract the musculature, and it's an easy solution. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, I've got initial sales, which have proven e-commerce value. Then we had to be quiet and build up our inventory. And now, yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And data acquisition is coming, especially with ankle stone right now, and possible NIH SBIR study, gathering the data and amplifying on the data that we've accumulated through New York and Connecticut, Boston, and different states. Actually, I've been able to get the products on 3 continents, Philippines and as well. So yes.
All right. If there's no more questions, another round of applause for Dr. Zanyk. That was wonderful.